Yo, yo, yo. Welcome to the morning market report, guys. Sorry about the delay. I was sitting here watching some Alex O crypto and lost track of time. It's what happens. It's what happens. But hey, guys, we do have some market moves today going on, getting a little bit of some volatility coming in on the daily right now. We are seeing a lot of red on the last hour here. We are starting to see some green pop up. So getting a little bit of that volatility rolling in on FOMC day today. A lot of information is going to be rolling at us very quickly today. So I am expecting some whipsaw action on the price, even on the Dow Jones right now at the market open. Dow Jones slightly up 0.06%. S&P and the NASDAQ right there, they're both in the red. Russell 2K's in the green. Volatility index is going up. It is in the green. So we're going to be looking at all of this stuff, talking about this economic data here. Had some of that stuff come in this morning, but most importantly, guys, got to talk about this Bitcoin chart and what we're seeing here. Nope, that is not a Bitcoin chart. That is a Bitcoin chart. We got this nice little falling wedge that's going on here. So I am going to be watching some of these levels. We're going to talk about all this, FOMC, what we can expect today, some KBC letter threads, and a whole lot more. The whole lot more. That's the community. We're going to hang out. We're just going to hang out and chill. That's what we're going to do today, guys. Let's go ahead and get it going. It's time. Class is in session. All right, everyone. Welcome to the Morning Market Report. This is the show we bring you the headlines, the economy, the charts, and everything you need to get your day started. Hopefully, you can take this news, make some money with it. But I don't do it by myself. I got my co-hosts. Let's go ahead and bring them up here. What is up, OC Guy? How you doing today, man?
I'm doing fantastic. Long in the 5 minutes. Finally, we're making some money on Bitcoin. It seems like it's just stopped going down and bouncing up. But other than that, I have a beautiful fiance, also a beautiful breakfast. So I think the day is going beautifully today. How about yours?
I like it. I like it. I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Just check out the chat here. I see all the people we got in the house with us right now. We do currently have about 16 people on YouTube, but we got a bunch of people on X. So if you guys are on X, come on over and join us on YouTube right now. We got, it looks like 52 people total, and it looks like 16 people that are in here so far. So actually, it's 21 now. 21 now. So we got about 30 people on X watching us. Come on over to our YouTube. I would love to see you over here. Drop a chat if you are in X right now. And good morning to everyone. Let's go ahead and talk about FOMC today, how that is going to I would, hey, it's not easy to roll out of bed with perfect hair like this username every day. So it's he's probably talking about you, OC. But let's talk about FOMC. We're all expecting a rate pause today. No action, no rate cuts, no rate hikes, right? But I think what's more important today is going to be his speech afterwards. And I don't know what your thoughts on that, but definitely seeing that we're going to get Jerome Powell words having more impact than any of the rate decision, unless it's a rate hike. I will tell you, if he comes out and they do a rate hike today instead of a pause, that's not cooked into the market. The rate pause definitely already cooked in. So be very aware of that. What are your thoughts on FOMC today, OC? What are you expecting, man?
I don't know. I still need to see how they're going to be playing out. I think Trump is going to have a little bit of an influence there, but still, they also have made sure that they know, or that we know that they don't work for Trump. But still, president taking office, I think the we might see a little bit of those tints or those shades of colors, right? But still. Oh, out of the trade, man! Just now,
yeah, those bankers.
Other than that, yeah.
Go ahead. Those bankers at the Federal Reserve, they have zero at all care of what Trump thinks. Trump wants the rates cut, but they know that if they cut rates when there's not the conditions to cut rates, it can crumble the entire economy. Let's not forget that the Federal Reserve is a bunch of banks. They don't want to crash the economy because that's not where they make their money at. So unless they have to get bailed out, and then they make a bunch of money from the American taxpayers. So shout out to them. But yeah, I don't think that they're going to care. I don't think Jerome Powell gives, pardon the French, two shits about what Trump says he wants to do with the Fed rates. So we'll have to wait and see, though. I do think that it's going to be a pause today. Trump has stated that he wants to see rate cuts. So, but hey. at the end of the day, the Federal Reserve is going to do what is best for the Federal Reserve, and the Federal Reserve needs a balanced economy. So we are seeing actually some job weakening right now going on. That is actually a reason to cut rates, but we're also seeing inflationary metrics, and that is a reason to raise rates. So a rate pause might be the best answer right now. So let's go jump into the news. I want to get into that. We'll start moving on through all of that data. And then, hey, what's up, Roaming Brave? I have not seen you in here before, I don't think. What's up? Welcome. Welcome to the show, man. So let's go talk about this economic data that we're seeing and break all of this down for everybody so we can get into the chart, because a lot of people here, they're here for the TA. Hey, guys, let me know. I didn't put up a poll. I should have. Actually, let me do that real fast. I want to put up a poll real fast, and let's see. Start a poll. Are you going to BTC 2025 Las Vegas? I want to see how many people are going to this, because we're trying to get an idea for our meet and greet. We're doing a Piper Academy meet and greet with all of the members, all the alumni in Las Vegas. So if you guys are going, let me know. Put it in there. I want to see just how many of you are going to be there. So let's go jump into this dashboard here and start talking about this news, man. Let's go. All right, over to the news. Here we go. Let me see what we got here. Am I on the right setting? Do I have that? Yep, there we go. Perfect. All right, taking a look here, guys, at the current data right now in the total market cap. We're at 3.46 trillion. Let me refresh that, just make sure that that is current. There we go. $3.46 trillion right now is what we're sitting at on the total market cap, overvaluation of 1.88%. Looking at Bitcoin right now, we are at a 59.9% risk level. That means that it's not as risky as, being at the 90% level when we're in the reds, but overall we are looking like we're in that upper mid band of risk if you're looking to buy our dollar cost average on Bitcoin. So there's that data right now. I want to come over here, take a look at the Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance with stables right now is 58.4% without stables, sitting at 62.35. Bitcoin gaining a little bit from yesterday. And then let's go look at that fear and greed index. Talk about that. Fear and greed index right now, guys, currently sitting at 72, still classified as greed. So jump over to these crypto bubbles again on the red, on the hourly. We're now flipping back to red. Looks like we're getting some more sell off here. We do have a little bit of green with Uniswap, Tau, Hex. The Hexagons are back at it again, JTO and XCN. But let's go down and look at these prices. Bitcoin just under $102,000 right now, sitting at 1019, down about 0.5% on the daily. Ethereum sitting at just about $3,000, a little bit below 3,100. There you go. 3,092, down 2.4%. XRP, after making a nice little pump up yesterday, getting back up above $3, holding that $3, but down 3.2%. Solana's down 4%. BNB's down 1%. I'm actually surprised that BNB has not had more of a sell-off than this with all the FUD going on in Europe right now with Binance. If you guys aren't tracking, there's cases going on against them. I think it's in France for money laundering, sex trafficking, human trafficking, I should say, all kinds of stuff. So tax evasion and fraud. So, but be watching out for that FUD to take effect. Dogecoin down 2.3%. Cardano's down 3.5%. A lot of red today, guys. 4.8% on Chainlink. Avalanche is down 4.1%. Hedera is down 4.5%. Swee's down 4.6%. Shiba Inu down 4%, Polkadot's down 3.8%. Any really big, just massive crazy? Oh, the official Trump token, Trump down 8.3%, sitting at number 26. There you go. That's what we got there on those bubbles. Let's go over here and take a look at, let's look at the U.S. market. I want to look at these. Dow Jones, is this current? Let's refresh it. Yeah, Dow Jones currently up 0.06% right now. Why do I have a line across there? Let's get rid of that. There we go. Perfect. S&P down 0.3%. NASDAQ down about 0.6% right now. Russell 2K holding up on the upside. We're seeing a lot of this, and I want to talk about what this means. We're seeing breadth, breadth, BREADT. breadth. We're seeing a broadening of the investment of the markets. It's not so much concentrated just in the Mag 7, and that's a good thing. That's a healthy market, actually, and we're starting to see that. Like right now, Russell 2K being up 0.2%, despite the S&P and NASDAQ is actually a really good thing. We do see the volatility index, guys, up 3.23%. That means volatility, a lot of ups and downs. Be very careful. You're going to get shaken out. Whiplash, that is the theme today. Let's go take a look at the bonds market. 10-year yield down down to 4.5.24%, down about 0.02% there. Nothing big, but it's still holding in that 4.5% area. Let's go look at precious metals. Gold at $2,799, about to hit $2,800, guys. So we're seeing a lot of money flowing into gold. Silver's up 1.97%. Copper is up 0.77%. Platinum is up 1.13%, and palladium sitting at $970, up 0.72%. That's your metal outlook today. Taking a look at the Forex world, the euro versus USD is the first one here, down 0.3%. The USD to Japanese yen, they're down. GBP versus the USD down. Why did they flip that? I wonder. That's so weird. It's almost like they said, "Look, we're just gonna flip these Australian dollar GBP." If anybody knows why those are flipped in comparison to like US dollar versus Japan, US euro versus, like, why is this way? Why is this flipped, but these are not? I don't know. I'm curious about that. You guys, if you know, you let me know. And then crypto over here, of course, we just saw that Bitcoin sitting at 102. Well, evidently, they're tracking, getting a little pumps right now. So let's go talk about the economic data, guys. Fixed year mortgage, 30-year mortgage, guys, no change this month. There you go. So 7.02% is the average 30-year fixed rate mortgage across the United States. If you're looking to buy a house, be aware, you're probably going to pay a lot in interest. Good trades balance. This one was a big upset. Was supposed to be down, expected to be down $105 to $106 billion. Previously got revised down to 103.5. Came in down $122.11 billion. If you guys don't know what this is the difference between imports and exports. The U.S. trade deficit in goods widened to a record $122.11 billion in December, exceeding market expectations of 105.4 and up from the revised 103.5 billion in the previous month. Imports surged 3.9%. And then we had the exports that dropped on top of it. So let's go see what it says here. Driven by lower shipments of industrial supply and consumer goods. So we are seeing a lot more export than we are import right now, and that is, or a lot more import right now than we are export right now, and that means that we're inversed on making money. We're spending more than we're making there, and there's goods of trade. Retail inventory. This also is another upset, was expected to be at 0.4%, came in 0.2%, meaning that people in the retail world are not holding as much stock and inventory. Their shelves are getting a little empty, and that usually means contracting economy, contracting demand, or fear of the tariffs. And I bet it has to do with the tariffs if I had to put money on anything. Same with wholesale inventory, month over month was expected to be about 0.2%, came in negative side, negative 0.5%. So, don't know why they're that way. Just know that they are. Yeah. Okay, cool. Thanks, Leonard Beaches. Thanks, LBC. You got me right in the same spot I was at. I don't know why either. Let's go talk about what's going on the rest of the day. Fed interest rate decision, guys. It's 12 p.m. my time, 2 p.m. on the East Coast. This is where they're going to be coming in. Right now, expected to be 4.5%. That is no change. That is a pause to the rate hike. 2:30 p.m., that's when we get a crazy ride. Strap into the roller coaster, enjoy the ride until the end. That is going to be Jerome Powell's speech. And he's going to be either hawkish, dovish, neutral. Whatever he says, that's what's going to really play the markets today, not the rate decision. It's already cooked in, unless this comes in and they do a rate hike or a rate cut. Not cooked in, then we'll see a lot of volatility, even more than normal. Looking at Thursday, tomorrow, GDP growth quarter over quarter, guys, going to be coming in expected expected to be down to almost neutral, 2.8 to 3% versus 3.1. GDP rate index quarter over quarter expected to be very high. So we'll see what the price is looking like, and we'll see what the growth rate looks like. We get job numbers tomorrow. They're now expecting it to be either lower or higher. Good job. Good job there on the prediction, guys. And then Friday, we're going to get the number one metric for what the Federal Reserve looks at when they're talking about rate cuts, rate hikes. And unfortunately, it comes in after the FOMC this month. That is going to be your core PCE, and it is expected to be higher, which would mean a continuation of rising inflation there. Let's go talk about what I'm seeing here on the KBC letter. I was just talking about the job numbers versus the inflation, right? With OC. And so we already see that we got PCE expected to be higher, which would mean inflation. But the U.S. job market, according to the KBC letter, is weakening under the surface. The average duration of unemployment in the U.S. jumped to 24 weeks in December. It's the highest in nearly 3 years. Over the last 2 years, the average duration of unemployment has jumped by 5 weeks. So on average, much higher time period of being unemployed. It's taking longer to find jobs. It's not getting easier. It's getting harder right now. The time it takes for Americans to find a new job is now higher than any other period prior to the 2008 financial crisis. This data coincides with new job postings on Indeed falling over the last 3 years to their near their lowest level since the 2020 pandemic. So almost all the way back down on how much corporations are hiring. They're cutting back immensely right now. I just wanted to show that one because that's going to be one of those factors that Jerome Powell has to put into the process, right? Yes, we have inflation going up, but we also have weakening jobs. So can we really cut? We should, with the job numbers looking like that, but if we did, inflation's going up. So should we hike? Well, we should with inflation looking like that, but we can't when job numbers look like that. It's really a catch-22, and he's caught between a rock and a hard place. So that's how that all works. If you guys did not know, I want to jump back over here and talk about this. Hey, check this out, OC. I'm going to bring this up on the news cam. Let's talk about this. You're coming on screen. Check this out, dude. The White House is restoring press passes to all media whose passes were revoked by previous administration. And they're also inviting podcasters, social media influencers, and other people, etc., for press passes. So, OC, we got to move to DC, and we have to go apply for press passes for the Piper Academy morning market report. So, craziness. You're muted, bro. I can't hear a thing you're saying.
Man, I just have a question. Would that give me a green card?
I don't know. It might get you a visa so you can do like foreign marketing reporting. I don't know.
Oh yeah, that's well. I mean, I'm already applying for visa, still business and the regular one, still in process of it. But we'll see. We'll see if that gets in time for Bitcoin 2025.
Remember me talking about there was something amiss about this whole DeepSeek thing on the day one. I was talking about that. I had the whole thing about that they may have used the different. Yeah. Well, now we're hearing that Microsoft is probing in to see if DeepSeek actually did intellectual property theft of the OpenAI code, and that's what they also use to cut down their time of development. If you guys don't know, China's got a big problem with sticky fingers and other people's, other corporations' intellectual property. Everything that you get. So there was a time back in the day that electronics, I was, doing a lot of things in the electronics world, and pretty much everything that was made by a U.S. company, a Japanese company, a Taiwanese company, whatever it was, you could get an exact knockoff of it out of Shenzhen, China, for pennies on the dollar that would break in about a month. But it was all just duplicated. They would get it, reverse engineer it. And well, it looks like they may have actually done some corporate espionage and got some open AI technology, the proprietary models to train their own open source, which again, the war continues between those guys. And then we'll come back to this. I want to talk about this here. This is the crazy week and everything that's going to be happening this week. I just want to go ahead and get this set up, and we'll come back and talk about this shortly. While we go look at Bitcoin. There we go. The U.S. job market is weak. Nope, that is not the one. This is the one. I'll get this all set up, OC. Let's kick it over. Let's take a look at Bitcoin charts, and then we'll come back and go over this. I just don't want Bitcoin to drop too far while we're over here doing this thing. Guys, watching Bitcoin right now, we are in this descending wedge. We are sitting in my support box here. The support box, if you do not know, is coming in off of the fixed range volume profile. It is this volume node right here that we built this on. It's played out quite a bit. Quite a bit, actually. So we're watching this closely right now on here. I do want to show you that we do have a dynamic reactor sitting right beneath us from Chart Prime's Market Oracle Pro. And then down here where we got the bounce on perfectly off of that bottom trend line, that is the quantum reactor. And it is green still. That is a good sign. That means that if it does come back here, it should bounce on it because it's showing bullish support. Looking at the oscillator, though, guys, we're back at that zero line, and this was where I was talking about yesterday, that we were coming up on the zero line and then coming down. We're doing it again, but this time money flow is looking even weaker. You can see right there that money flow getting that downward turn again on us. And the chart yesterday that I was showing you guys was the histogram here on the MACD normalized. It was on our thumbnail, and I said, hey, watch out for this. Well, we are continuing that downside move, but it is lighting up in color there, getting a little bit of a fade. A little bit of a fade. So looking at this on the daily, not looking too strong, actually. We got a lot of downside move that we can still go on the RSI Prime here. We're downward trend on the oscillator ribbon. Volume is dropping, money flow is dropping, and that histogram and that signal both have turned bearish on us. Continuing on with that, OC, let's kick it over to you. See what you got on your chart, bro.
Absolutely. So I was looking at here a couple of well, just indicators, but I did trade it twice. Bitcoin on the 5 minutes. Sorry. In fact, my entries were on the 3 minutes, but still make a little profit. TP1 never hit a TP2. Look at that scamming wig, my friend. First trade here in the live, second trade here taking in the live. I mean, yeah, I know it's the 5 minutes. We only do 19% twice and move over stop to entry as soon as we hit TP number one. But it's been a little bit of a crazy moving here. I mean, look at those candles. Other than that, let's go into a little bit more of a long-lasting time framing here. Let me go over of a less, there we go, less of a painted over charting here. And we see that we have a forever going on trend ranging here that we broke out, we retested, we have a lot of noise, right? Remember, we were expecting a breakout retest and continuation. Seems like this channel has been also prolonged for a long time. Something that is really worth noting, it is that in the 4 hour, we are getting ready to start piercing the zero line in here. That is going to be important also because we are holding above our dynamic reactor. Also, we're pretty bullish in here. So I think that the breakout could be imminent, maybe something like this in the near future or very close to us, especially since we are seeing there we go, perfect. Since we're seeing a little bit of a resistance on this area, so we could be going straight through this bearish liquidity zone into the more bullish liquidity zone, just retrace for support and continuing upwards. So we still need to see what happens. I think this is going to be resolved within the next 8 to 12 hours. I know it's a little bit too much to ask for some of you, but just be patient in the markets. This is where it is required a little bit of patient and walk through how the price are creating a little bit creating structure. Something or the last thing just to wrap this up, it is that we have this trend line. This is going to be a hard area to pierce, and we can see it with the wicks just bouncing back and forth on that area. But I believe that we're going to break it. So turning it back to you, Piper.
Awesome. Shout out to Alex. Oh, crypto in the house. He's joining us over here. Bringing the otter gang. Shout out to you, man. Drop those otters in the chat, people. Let's go. Let's go take a look at this Kabisi letter. This has got a really good breakdown of everything else that's coming for the rest of the week. Crypto Princess, I see you. Let's go talk about everything that's going on for the rest of the week here, because on top of the FOMC today, we're still not done. That's why I said there's more hurdles this week for the markets to get through. Let's jump over there and talk about that. Crazy week. We're just getting started. Kabisi Letter here on X bringing this to us. Today is the first Fed meeting of 2025. Large cap tech reports earnings, and Trump tariffs hit in 3 days. So that's all coming. Meanwhile, OpenAI has accused DeepSeek of illegally stealing their IP, while Alibaba, if you guys don't know what Alibaba is, that's like the Chinese Amazon. They just launched an AI model that they claim is better than DeepSeek or OpenAI. So that's all continuing. Looking here further, OpenAI, DeepSeek gear up for a massive legal battle. Alibaba has crushed them both. They're up big time, by the way. Alibaba moonshotted overnight, guys, on this news. So they claim that their newly released AI model is better than DeepSeek, ChatGPT, and Meta. Tech stocks are beginning to retreat again, and Baba is rising sharply on the announcement. Matter of fact, if you want to go ahead and pull that chart up, OC, we'll jump over to that chart in a second. Alibaba stock, well, here it is. I got it right here. Don't worry about it. Has moved in a straight line higher since the release. Interestingly, this came with a sharp move higher in NVIDIA, which is now being partially erased this morning. So the rate of advancement in AI is so fast, even markets can't seem to keep up with it. This also marks the first Fed meeting of 2025. Like we said, no hike, no cut. So that's what they're looking at remaining at, that 425 to 450. It's already priced in, but the markets will look for guidance from the Fed as inflation rebounds. That is going to be that speech right afterwards. So got to keep an eye on that. 2 rate cuts in 2025 is the current base case. We're looking probably later in the year. I'm thinking summer and fall will be where we get rate cuts if we need it. So just 2 hours after the Fed meeting today, Tesla, Meta, and Microsoft will be reporting their Q4 2024 earnings. So that's all coming in right afterwards. We're going to see how those play out. And remember, those are big tech companies. So despite us getting a little bit of breath, well, there's some money moving in the smaller cap stocks right now, the markets overall still do swing heavily on the big giants, and Meta, Microsoft, and Tesla being in that group. That's all coming in right after that. Tomorrow, Apple and Intel will report their earnings, along with a lot of big oil names from the U.S. on Friday. So a lot of significant volatility on top of what we've already seen and what's coming out on economic data reports this week. What else was there? There was another thing in here that I wanted to talk about. Oh yeah, on Saturday, the 25% tariffs that President Trump has threatened against Canada and Mexico will begin. Yesterday, Trump said that February 1st date for tariffs still holds. Tariffs have been under 4% for over 30 years. They are set to rise by 21.6% by 2028 under Trump's plan. So, and I do think that a lot of this, honestly, is just him using it for leverage for negotiations. I don't think that it's going to go through, but it does force people to come to the table. So we'll see how that works out. Now, if he happens to look at Alex O Crypto's Great Nation up there of Canada and says, look, 25% tariffs, or you become the 52nd state, that I don't know how that's going to play out, because I'm not sure that Canada wants to be the 52nd U.S. state. So just like I'm pretty sure the Gulf of America did not want to be the Gulf of America, maybe. I'm just saying. So, OC, what are you watching on the charts over there? Let's jump over and check out the charts, and we'll start ripping through some altcoins. Guys, let us know in the chat what altcoins you want us to take a look at, and we will do it. Let's go.
So as we were talking about Baba here in the 4th hour, it seems like we have a beautiful breakout to the upside here. We created a little bit of that pennant here. We broke above the 0 line. We bursted through in May, and we're having, yes, a little bit of a correction here. We still need to see how that area played out. As you can see, we have marked these areas of interest from a long time before, and they've been playing out very nicely. Something important to note at this point, it is that we could be having a reversal, and that is not exactly because something might happen with the AI model, but because we are in areas of taking profits. We've seen that in the past. So anybody that was buying right down here and expecting or waiting to get out, well, then this is going to be those areas. If you are able to pass this through, the next area of interest is going to be somewhere around 115.71. But you see how volatile this asset is. Into the the cryptocurrencies, let's take a look at Ethereum here. Ethereum has been hovering right below an area of interest for me. Let me try to create, there we go, a trend line here. Remember that the trend lines are zones, not exactly lines per se. Something interesting that is happening is a little bit of a goose hit, a very weird goose hit there that indicates me that we're going to have maybe a push to the upside. We need to be very careful. Let's just give it a second to trade view. By the way, guys, we have had a couple of reports throughout the day. The trading unit has not been playing nice with us. We've been having a couple of latency issues and stuff. So be patient today. We're trading. I don't know what they're doing. But there we go. At this point, let me turn on my indicators so we can start looking. There we go, for a couple of support and resistances. Something interesting it is that we got right here an area of range, and we are ranging, right? The last thing that I could be looking for, it is an increase on my prime score. And when I start seeing that increase on my prime score, maybe I can start looking for longs, because at this point we are below the VPVR, we are below a trend line here, we are below also the dynamic reactor. So a bounce could be okay, but if you're looking to long Ethereum, make sure you take some profits at resistance levels, just like it happened with Bitcoin. Remember, on Bitcoin, I took some profits and then reversed and moved your stop to entry just to avoid getting hit harder here. Because look at that, not just Bitcoin is having that scammy weak town right now as we speak. So other than that, that's Ethereum. Turning it back to you, Piper.
Awesome, lad. Let's jump in and take a look at our daily DCA update, guys. If you guys don't know, we do a weekly DCA strategy. It's called the Piper Plan in our Discord. It's for our members. We do Bitcoin for all of the members, and then we do individual altcoins for the upperclassmen in there. As of right now, even despite all of this volatility pullback and everything, my DCA reset currently have made 2 out of 3 weeks of buy-ins, currently sitting at 3.99% right there, right there. So that is the DCA plan still working. We are slowly on a set dynamic base. If you don't know what the dynamic base is, I'll explain it to you. It's based on the risk bands of Bitcoin, and it's got levels from 0 up to 10, right? And so depending on what risk level it's at, 50%, 60%, 40%, whatever, as it goes down, we do a multiplier of that DCA. So DCA right now is ×1. We do a basic DCA. If the risk bands go to a different color, then we will go in and do DCA ×2, DCA ×3, depending on the wristbands. As of right now, 2 out of 3 weeks, we have had go on the buy-ins, because we don't buy in between 60 to 70%. We start taking profit 70 to 80, 80 to 90, and 90 to 100 for profit taking. That's our exit strategy with our DCAs. And then overall, guys, we're up like about 4% right now, so, just on DCA. So if you guys want to get part of that plan, check out the link below and join our Discord. I appreciate this time, but let's go take a look at what I'm watching on altcoins right now. I want to take a look at Ethereum. A lot of stuff going on with that. Let's go into the charts. All right, Ethereum, come here. Where are you? Let's take a look at what I'm seeing on ETH right here. And I am watching this level down here, guys. That's going to be this band down here. Little liquidity grab if we continue down. We did get a rejection off the trend line. Looks like money flow is coming down. We're starting to get a curve here on the oscillator ribbon again. So if we continue and we break this daily close right here at $3,076, I am expecting this to come down and do some liquidity hunting down here. Let's go throw on some other indicators and see what we got right now. We do, yep. Yeah, perfect. We do have on the pivot tables, guys. Right now, we're at a major pivot for the monthly. I'm looking at monthly pivots. Right now, our main support level below this is coming in right here at the wick of this previous point. That is going to be coming in at $2,914. Be on the lookout for that bolo. That's what we say. That's the 3D trend. What else we got in here? Let's go look at the hot zones. Let's see how the hot zones are looking. Let's turn everything else off there. There we go. Looking at the hot zone, we did get a rejection from the auto hot zone here perfectly, and we are beneath all of the anchored VWAPs too. So Ethereum looking a little weak. I expect to see it to come down to about $2,900. If you guys also, I want to show you guys something. I was at the store yesterday. If you guys watch Alex O Crypto, he talks about the balloon dog pattern all the time. I look what I found yesterday, dude. Look, it sits on my desk
Oh
now just to
man.
remind me to be on the lookout for the balloon dog pattern because Alex O has made so much money off that shape. So shout out to Alex O. I got my balloon dog. He sits right here on my studio table, so I'm ready for it. OC, let's kick it back over to you and see what you got, man.
All right, so I want to take it on Link, and also I'm gonna go over a couple of altcoins here that we're not gonna will be doing a little bit of analysis, but a warning, right? So let's get started here with Link. Link, it's a little bit noisy here. Let me just clear this up. But before I remove all my analysis from before, remember this area right here. All right. So we were talking about a rounded topic here playing out. We also created a couple of trend lines in here. We broke that trend line as we were expecting. Look at that beautiful movement to the dynamic reactor a little bit more. Remember, we're looking for flip of the rear for bounce, and I was expecting just a bounce and actually not breaking through and then a reversal. I did right here below told you guys that I only will be looking forward to long if we pierce through the zero line, but we didn't. We make a little bit of a hunch around there back at that point, right? So other than that, Link also not looking that bad. Yes, we are below dynamic reactor, but look at your prime score is slowly creeping up to something like 5 and 6. When I start seeing 5 and 6, I also want to start seeing my oscillator trying to break through. I still need to be a little bit careful because if we try to break through at this point with our prime score being very low, we might have a rejection like we had in here that looked strong, but they ended up being flopping on us. So once again, we need to be waiting for that breakout retest in here, or maybe a flip of the ribbon, seeing that big body candle breaking through, maybe like this one, maybe like this one, maybe like this one. You get the point, right? Going for the retest, and off we go to grab whatever the market is willing to give to us. All right. Now that we have set up the moves for Link, let's take a look at a couple of of assets here. Anything that is looking like this, I'm waiting. I'm holding. All right. I'm not trading it right now. Let me show you what do I mean with that, and let me just turn off my indicators. Anything that has a V-shaped recovery in this kind of pattern of a triangle below dynamic reactor, I'm not touching at this point. Could this be making a huge high like this? Absolutely. But until I see a breakthrough the dynamic, sorry, through the zero line and increase of my prime score, I'm not touching that. And look at that. Atom have the same pattern, right? EOS has the same pattern. BAT has the same pattern. GM has the same pattern. GS, it doesn't have the same pattern and actually is pumping up at this point. So GS or Goldman Sachs, this is not, by the way, not crypto at all, but we could be looking at it. ID, for example, same thing, right? Link differently. Litecoin has the same pattern, still not touching it. So on and so forth. Other than that, again, I'm just looking for that a breakthrough, a piece of the dynamic reactor, and increase on prime score. Maybe Litecoin looking a little bit better than the rest of those other coins. Other than that, turn it back to you, Piper.
Awesome. OC, what altcoin did you look at before? Because I got a list going for us now. I saw the chat dropping them in here. We have Doge right now. It looks like Render XLM and Aerodrome. So I don't know if you grabbed any of those. If you have, I'll mark them off. But what did you do last before the one you just did?
So I did Link for complete
Yep.
breakdown, and then I
Yep.
went Ethereum, BNB, Atom, EOS, BAT, GM, GS, ID, and that's it.
Okay, cool. Cool. Yeah, we got Arrow and Doge. I'm going to go ahead and knock out Render and XLM for these guys. It was in the chat. It was requested. You got it. Let's go in, take a look at what we're seeing on Render right now, guys. On Render, we are right now at the 236 right now. That's at $5.37 here. Trying to hold it as support. We do have a point of control sitting right beneath this also. This is coming off of this big fixed range volume profile node right here. That is the point of control running off of that peak. So we are sitting right above that right now. But if we are to drop and lose that level, guys, I would be watching for this rectangle right here. We're going to put this in. This is going to be our support box because we have the pivot down there, and we also have, I put that on the support box. There we go. We also have the value area low coming into that range there. If you want to see that, that is going to be this purple line. That means 70% of all of the volume took place right here in between these two big volume nodes. Okay, so watching that for a support zone. Of course, if we break this 236, you can watch out if you're looking for a quick scalp on a retest of that. That would be $5.37 again. And if we retest off of that, do the OC retest for the breakdown, and that would be heading this into our support zone. So that's what I'm seeing on Render right now. Looking at the oscillator, money flow is just kind of sideways and choppy in the negative. Not really seeing any big pumps off of it. We did get a little downturn here. I want to bring this into focus here and show you what I'm seeing on the oscillator, because we did get this little downtrend here where the slight period where we went into a true 7 clipping here on the chart prime oscillator, and now we have gone back into a transition up and it is turning blue. But with this money flow being downward trending and the volume being downward trending, I'm not expecting to see a lot off of this bullish ribbon here. I do think that this is going to turn back around and continue to the downside. That's why I put that support box on there, coming in right there at about $4.66 is going to be your area of support if we break beneath the point of control in the 236. Let's jump over to XLM, take a look at that on my multi-chart. XLM got a nice bounce here, rejection, I should say, off of the quantum reactor. Quantum reactor has turned gray, which means it's not a confirmed bearish move yet. It would turn red if it was going to do that. But right now, it is getting this little crossover, the dynamic reactor coming down. So I would think that if we come up here and we hit this double on the blue delta median here on the predictive ranges, that level being at 42.3 cents, that would be another good area for downside move. Now, if we get above these and we find support there, then obviously the retest of that break to the upside would be the area on that same price level, that 42.4 cents, 42.3 high side there. When we get a break of that, either to the retest from underneath and reject, or a break above it and a retest, then you can set yourself up for a long. Looking at the oscillators right now, though, on the MACD normalized, this regular MACD with the power chart prime, we are about to cross over again here on the histogram. Looks like the signal line about to flip bearish also. Money flow way down on this, and the RSI primed, giving us Heikin-Ashi downside movement. I'm not seeing any rounding of the candles, any smaller candles down here that typically say, hey, look, we're about to get a little bump to the upside. We're not seeing that. We're getting longer candles. So I do think Stellar Lumens has some more downside move to go. I would be looking at this thing, if it drops, to come down to probably about 28 cents, 29.7 cents, 30 cents there. Let's throw a fixed range volume profile on there real fast just to make sure, get some confirmation of these levels here. Let's bring that into play and see what that looks like. Yeah, we're actually breaking the value area low right now, and you can see there's not a whole lot of volume here. We have some very small volume nodes, but nothing major. The first one coming in at 35.5. So if you are going to short this, that might be your first level of profit taking, and then shooting for the lower band here, because we do tend to trade between the two gold bands here on the predictive ranges. OC, let's kick it back over to you and see what you got that takes out XLM and Render.
Perfect, absolutely. Let's take a look at here, Aerodrome and also Dogecoin. You also mentioned XLM, and Render, right? Those are the ones that you're going to be taking on, or should I also go over them?
I just did those.
Oh, got it. So let's take a look at here at Aerodrome. Aerodrome has the same pattern. I'm not touching this, but this is a good example to kind of look a little bit in depth on what am I not touching this pattern. Again, remember the V-shaped recovery and then a little bit of a triangle here. Yes, we are above the zero line, but we have a bearish divergence, been hitting that divergence, and we already are reversing, right? Look at that. We didn't even touch the dynamic reactor, and we also are reversing here. So I don't want to get in with my money when I'm not gonna be or not having the chances to make more money, right? So I don't want to risk just because. And this is one of those examples. Look at your prime score; it's very negative, right? We're having a reversal. Look at your money flow still within the red. Yes, it's pointing up. Volume, it's there, but we're not ready yet. What could I be just waiting for here to start making the trade? First of all, a trend line. It's not about the breakout. It's about the retest. You could be on entry zones, but remember, you are just in red and below dynamic reactor with a bearish scenarios and a dump signal here. So I would rather wait to see the price action actually taking previous highs in here, maybe having a bounce down and finally breaking down, and then risking my money here. All right. The other or next scenario that I think is going to be playing out a little bit better, it is going to be a little bit of a range, then going back down to maybe do a sweep of the lows or a double bottom, something not that dramatic. There we go. And then we're going to be seeing the oscillator having or staying above the zero line. So basically, and let me clear this up so we can see it much better, and basically creating a higher low on your oscillator, right? Having money flow jumping in, having that double bottom, and then finally entering as we confirm the breakout on your zero line right there. Another scenario will be just basically fixing this and at breakout of the trend line to the upside and then retest. So Aerodrome, it's not gonna be. I'm not gonna be trading it as we are speaking because we have a resistance in here. We're pretty bearish. I need to see that resistance taken and the trend line also taken. Let's do Dodge very quickly in here and oh, there we go. And then I pass it over to you, my friend. Same thing, same pattern, still not touching it. So we're going to be applying the same analysis that we did. Something different from Doge that you're also going to be looking with, for example, EOS, BAT, and GM. And ID, of course, that it seems like we are the very lows, like right there, right? So I mean, other than that, if we fail that, I mean, the next stop is going to be 0.21, and that is a crazy drop, right? So, are you willing to risk it? You can risk it, but you need to see that structure playing out. At this point, we are not above the zero line. Something important is that we have a pump signal here. So, the next thing that I want to see is an increase on my prime score. Dodge looks a little bit better, still not on the verge of trading it, but we'll see how we can figure that out. So once again, showing my trend lines here, and I will be only longing as I pierce through, right? Breakout retest. This retest could be making this higher low, right? For the best case scenario, for the worst case scenario, will be somewhere around here. And again, I want to have that higher low on my oscillator and also a bounce from a support area either right there or right here, and then risking my money. I think this is gonna be a win scenario if we can bounce or pierce through the zero line, because look at the thickness of your dynamic reactor. Yes, I understand that at this point it's been very thin, but look at that. The thinner it gets, the easier to break it becomes. All right, both ways, to the upside and to the downside. So as soon as you're making money, if you want to trade this, remember, only when we're above the zero line in here and we have a greater number and a prime score, take your money, because we could be looking at a Bart Simpson once again, which is basically very common, right, to see on on Dogecoin. So pump and dump, pump and dump, pump and dump, right? So just be careful with those kind of movements. Take your money, pay yourself early, and trail the rest to the upside. Turn it back to you, Piper.
Awesome. Had a request for Cardano and Venice tokens. So we're going to take a look at VVV and ADA. ADA said SNEC is actually coming to Kraken. So if you guys don't know, SNEC is a meme coin on the Cardano blockchain. And so, or in the Cardano network, I should say, on the ADA blockchain. So we could be seeing some moves if SNEC gets over there. A lot of times when a new token gets onto an exchange, people that haven't been able to get access to it, that didn't want to have a bunch of exchanges, does tend to move the price. So we could see a little bit of volatility where ADA pulls down, and I'll show you those levels in a second, but then turns around with that Kraken launch. And also ADA said that there's a Cardano hard fork going on today too. So don't have a lot of info on that, but that is some more fuel on the fire, if you will. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we got here on ADA. We are rejecting currently off of that 382 in the past 8 hours. We got a nice rejection perfectly on there, moving to the downside after a rejection off the quantum reactor, giving us a downside move. I would be watching for us to head down to the 50% line. This was our previous level of support. We did have a small breakout here below it, but for the most part, this is a good area to retest. If we bounce on the 50 to the upside, it's a very bullish thing to do when you hit 50% of the fibs. That level coming in at 82.4 cents. So I would be watching for us to get there. And if we hit that at the same time that all of this good news is coming out on Cardano, on SNEC, and it's Lidstein and the hard fork and everything goes well, then we could see that being the level about the same time that we did that takeoff from there. So 84 cents is the look on that. I will point out though, money flow is to the downside. Volume's looking good, but money flow is to the downside. I think that's just overall market sentiment right now for all markets, risk markets in general. So nothing to be overly worried about there. If we do break that 50 though, guys, we have to take into account this whole range down here, which is going to be the golden pocket coming in right in line beneath the monthly pivot. We got the support one coming in right now at 62 cents. Don't think it's going to go that low right now. If it does, we got bigger problems, but we do have the monthly pivot sitting at about 76 cents. If we break that, golden pocket's coming in at 70. So be aware of these levels. Right now, guys, overall risk in the markets is bearish because of the economic data and all that stuff that's coming out this week, and FOMC volatility. So could go either way. Be very, very careful. But ADA right now, yeah, showing some levels of support and some good information. Matter of fact, on the pivots, we're actually getting a bounce on our lower golden band right now. So we do have some support right now. Let's take a look at Venture. Not a lot of data on this. I had to bring it down to a 15 excuse me, had a sneeze come on there. Did have to bring it down to the 15-minute. Not a lot of data on this anywhere yet, but Coinbase does actually have one of the better charts right now for it. We are continuing sell-off on this thing, man. When it got listed, it pumped up to that and then just has fallen ever since. Be very careful with this token, guys. If there's a lot of great projects out there for people to put too much risk into something like this when you see this type of price action. Looking right now, it does say money flow is coming up, but the ribbon's going down. Histogram is starting to flip down again. The signals are continuing down. We are really low on the RSI on the 15 minutes, so we could get a bounce here. But I mean, if you're looking to trade this, sure, maybe put in a long up to about $10.50 and then ride it back down again. But as of right now, this is not anything that I would want to touch. Even when I trade, I prefer to trade something that has some type of sensical approach, a logical reason for price action, not just the volatility on top of it. This one, if I was going to do anything, I'd look for a resistance level and short it, because that seems to be the trend, and the trend is your friend. So we had a request for XCN. XCN. So if you want to pull that one up, OC, we got a time for like one more. And then RS Miller said 26 tokens coming, 6 new chains. I don't know if what where he's talking about, but maybe just in general. But Retro Mike Tech said 26 scams coming. That's his translations for that. OC, let's jump over. Let's do XCN, and then we'll come back and talk about Bitcoin Conference 2025 and the Piper Academy meetup. Let's go over to the chart.
Absolutely. Guys, a quick reminder to smash that like button. Seems like we are 80 watchers here and we only have 35 minutes. Please consider giving us a like if you like the content and you see or you get some value out of it. Also, we have 125 viewers total. So, guys, if you're an X, leave your X. Finally, come back here and give us that like. All right, so take a look at XCN here. It seems like we just broke out through this candle. Let's drop some trend lines in here. There's going to be two of them. First, taking these 2 weeks right there. I know at this point there's not too useful, but it's important to understand the trading psychology on those support and resistances, right? So necklines for a possible head and shoulders. Head and shoulders is still could be playing out because of this high. And what we do, basically, we just grab something like this, we clone it, right? Or yeah, they clone it, and we can start predicting where we could be having a bounce. So we're moving very strongly to the upside. Our prime score, it is 8, very strongly. Something that I don't really like is that the flip of the ribbon, it is not as dramatic for the movement here. That means we're lacking either volume or money flow. So it seems like volume is acting upon it because money flow is flat. So we're seeing a lot of XCN being bought, but the rush on it, so the speed of rate of being bought is not as fast, and that created this shock in here that ended up bursting right up here. So first resistance all the way up there. Let's start throwing up our indicators here, and let's see how, or we can maybe just take a look at a couple of support and resistances. Predictive indicators at this point are going to be the way. That is because we need some price or some data to chart above, and we don't have support and resistances because we are just coming down from price discovery. So this is the 4 hour. We see that we're having a buildup of a golden line here and a huge order block at this point. So this coincides the edge very close to the neckline that we were expecting here, that we clone it to predict where the next shoulder could be acting as a resistance, right? So be careful in this one. If you're planning to jump in, I think the 4 hour might not be the time frame to do so. Maybe the 15 minutes could be it, and that is because we're going to have a little bit more of price structure here. So what price structure should I be looking for? Well, then, you know me, support and resistance and trend lines are going to be leading the way, and then looking for order blocks or predictive ranges. So first of all, I want to see the price action stopping and creating something like a bullish pennant or a bull flag that does not cross over these lines at 0.03, right? Another thing that I want to see is this ribbon rolling down, right? And then rolling back up, something like that, or at least coming to the zero line and bouncing from the zero line at support. That is going to be the structure, multi-candle structure that I'm going to be looking for to re-enter or grab an entry on this coin. You know what? I don't know nothing about this coin. Sorry, but it seems to have a juicy played out in here. So I'm gonna be placing a alert right down here, somewhere around where I want to enter, slightly above, so I have time to do so, and also another trend or another alert right here at my trend line. So I'm notified whenever I'm breaking that trend line around. Maybe I can catch also a short on the way down. So other than that, throwing it back to you, Piper.
Awesome. Yeah. If you guys haven't done so yet, man, the biggest thing you guys can do to help our channel here is smash that like button. It's absolutely free. It takes 2 seconds of your time, if that, and it is immensely valuable. So if you guys haven't done so yet, smash that like button. And if you feel so inclined, share it with a friend. If you think anybody will get value out of this content, share this video with them. Guys, we do have we got the poll. I closed it out. 25% of the people that voted, so they are going to be at Bitcoin conference. Guys, Piper Academy meetup is going to be happening on the 27th. That is on day one of the 3-day period there. So that evening, we're going to be meeting up at this location, the Beer Park in Vegas. It's at the Paris Hotel on the Strip. So located in the heart of the Vegas Strip. We're going to be buying a couple of rounds of drinks, and we're going to be providing some appetizers. But most importantly, yes, we will be having ribs, and I will be buying some ribs also. So they're open daily for lunch and dinner. Buck has set all of this up. So guys, if you guys want to get there, have some rib chat, have some drinks with the Piper Academy team, we would love to see you guys there. Piper Academy meetup at Bitcoin Conference 2025 happening this May 27th, 28th, and 29th. This meetup's going to be on the 27th. Looking forward to seeing all of you guys there. Yeah, if you guys are not members yet and you want more information on this for the exact time and all that good stuff, join our Discord link down below. The free side, you don't even have to pay. That's where we're going to put all this info at. But would love to see the Piper Academy alumni in Vegas. We'll hang out, have some drinks, share some laughs, and build community. So, OC, I appreciate you being here today, man. We are at the bottom of the hour. It's time to head over. Guys, be very careful today with your trade setups. The volatility is going to probably close you out in either direction. That's just how it is. Piper said, I'm not bearish enough to attend the meetup. It's a meetup. Yes, it's a MEAT up. That's what it is. I like it. Good job, Retro Mike Tech. Retro Mike Tech, RMT, you are invited anywhere I am. I don't care if it's in Vegas at a Piper Academy meetup or you're in El Paso area. You're always invited, Retro Mike Tech, always. So, OC, what do you got for the guys on the way out, man?
Thank you so much for joining, guys. A quick reminder to please hit that like button. It really helps us out to share and spread the word here and the knowledge. And also, another special thing, if you click that like button, and I can tell you yesterday when I clicked the like button, a croissant popped up in my table. So if you want to have a croissant or a croissant,
right? It's a croissant.
Click that like button. Yeah. Click that like button and hear that. Yeah, it just popped out. Click it and see if that played out.
I thought you guys eat like the conquitos or whatever, that bread. I don't know what. I can't remember the name of it. It's a Mexican bread. They sell it at every bakery here in El Paso. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat today, man. Appreciate everybody here. 2Dub, I see you. Much love to you and the Wicks. Jesse, Trade Intuition, all of you guys. Thank you for being here. C90. All of our members, all members today. We do have our Wednesday session with the members in our Discord, so I will see you all there. Don't forget to tune in to Trade Academy today with T.I. Joe. Tonight, we've got the crypto nightcap and then the markets after dark tomorrow, doing this all over again. Guys, be very careful today with your trade setups. I cannot stress that enough. Volatility can shake you out hard. So I will see you guys all tomorrow morning, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time right here. If I don't see you in the members Discord, until then, trade safe. And as always, we're about to go raid the frat house. Make sure you drop your graduation caps in the Randy Hipper show. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Trade safe and use some risk management. Later, guys. I don't know what they keep telling me. I don't know what they keep telling me. Ain't no school like Piper Academy. Ain't no school like Piper Academy. We'll keep that front line covered, even when we're dead and gone. We'll find a way to keep going, cause we gon' keep on rolling after wheels fall low. I know you hungry for knowledge, that's profit appetite. Classes in session, this for the Army Piper acolytes. Trade flag at the soul, train ready. What a line from OCI, form a Mexican spaghetti, yo. Crunch crypto with a deep dive to reject dime. And if you like the visual powered by Car Prime, then you were part of that alumni, that's all spine. But if you have step, fall back to offline. We'll keep that front line covered, even when we're dead and gone. We'll find a way to keep going, cause we gon' keep on rolling after wheels fall low. Sound off to get with them, the ZTS rhythm. Alexandra, yeah, that's my alumni, you know what I mean. That was awesome, dude!